Yo guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. You might notice a little difference today. No headset. I have a new mic sitting right here in front of me. Um, so hopefully this comes through a little clearer for you, and the sound doesn't cut out. But please let me know. This is the first video that I've recorded with this new mic, and I have tested it out, and it sounded all right, but you know, what sounds good to me may not sound good to you. So we'll work with it and we'll go from there. So marquee matchups, I didn't do real well last week. For some reason, they put both marquee matchups from Tuesday, the UCL MMs, on the same day, which they've never done before. I've never seen it. So I want to start with that. So just to give you kind of jump ahead a little bit for the March UCL MMs, the matchups for the first week will be Valencia against Atalanta and Liverpool versus Atletico. Then the following week will be Juve versus Olympique Lyon and Manchester City versus Real Madrid. So go ahead and plan for that. Go ahead and get the cards you need for that now. People will kind of forget about that now that there's about a two to 3 week gap. Excuse me, it's 2 week gap in the UCL MMs. Regular marquee matchups, we didn't do real well. I actually haven't completed them yet, so we'll go over here real quick and review those. I basically hit these two, and then they threw these two in kind of out of nowhere. So Real Madrid versus Barca was in, and Ajax versus AZ. I believe that matchup's actually played. Both these matchups are played tomorrow. Actually, all three of these are played tomorrow. Actually, I think all four are. But anyway, didn't do the best this week, but you know, we live and learn. We move on, and we go again for this week. So I have my predictions for this week ready. So let's hit those up. The one that I think is pretty much 100% guaranteed being in is Manchester City versus Manchester United, the Manchester Derby. I think that's part of the reason why City were left out of the UCL MMs this week. They were preparing to drop this next week. So we'll go over here. City players are actually pretty expensive. So I basically listed one guy that you can get for probably 1.1K. Yeah, basically 1 to 1.K. That's Claudio Bravo. So just pick one of him up. So I think basically they're going to require two players from either City or Man United. So just get one of each. Because obviously, I don't know. You know what? Let's look real quick and see what's the next cheapest gold for Man City. 1,300. None of this guy. Yeah, I would guess let's go 1.5. Okay. Maybe not. Let's go. I just want to show you the gap. Yeah, there you go. Zinchenko's like 1,600. That's the next City player, next lowest City player. So basically, just get you a Claudio Bravo and move on from that. This one's going to be, if you're going to invest in anything from this one, it's probably going to be Man U players because they're cheaper right now. So we'll go to Man U. Yeah, like all these guys are 800 coins and under. I just see an 80 Mata. Oh, we picked one up. Probably have one in the club, so we throw them on the transfer list and we move on. But yeah, this is a huge game for both teams. City are second right now, and they're still awaiting their UEFA, whether they're banned or not, and if there's any sanctions by the Premier League. If they are out of UEFA, then whoever finishes fifth will get into Champions League next year. So Man United are sitting fifth right now, but there's only 5 points separating fifth from 12th in the Premier League right now. Game for United. I basically have minimum 2 players, as I said, minimum 2 players from City or United, max 4 Premier League players, minimum 3 English players, minimum three, excuse me, minimum 3 rare players, minimum 8 gold players. The minimum rating is going to be 85, and the minimum Kim is 80. Excuse me, the minimum rating is 80. The minimum Kim is 85. So this is going to be a pretty pricey. I mean, not really pricey, but it's going to be the highest out of the marquee matchups I have predictions this week. So that there should get you set up for that one. We move on to Bundesliga, who hasn't had one in a couple of weeks, so I pretty much expect that this matchup's going to get in. It's Dortmund versus Mönchengladbach. I have this one listed at 90%. It's third versus fourth, and it's going to go a long way in determining the Bundesliga plus Champions League spots for next year. So it's going to be minimum 1 player from Dortmund, one from minimum 1 player from Dortmund and Mönchengladbach. I have minimum 3 players from Germany, max 3 players from the same team, 78 rating and 80 Kim. So I have Dortmund golds listed at 900 coins and under, but really, you should be able to pick up some of this guy, like 7, probably under 800. Yeah, so there's only 1 page of him. That's why I said 900 and under. We'll go 850, see what we get. It's basically, yeah, we get into some Delaney's there, so yeah, that should be pretty good. Probably I'd say 850 and under. I have 900 and under, so if you want to, they'll go up probably to about 1.2, 1.3K when marquee matchups come out. Mönchengladbach, they have a lot of non-rare golds. Skipped over them. I think, what did I list? I said 700 coins. One. Yeah, so there's basically 2 pages. Any of these guys fit, so they'll probably go up to maybe like 900 to 1K for those. That's what I'm looking at for that matchup. I'm pretty sure this is sort of a, I want to say cut and dry week because EA can do whatever they want, but I think that this week's are relatively straightforward. There's probably going to be a they'll probably throw in a couple of monkey wrenches for me again this week, so I'll only end up with 2 out of 4 next week. But hey, I'm trying to give you guys the biggest advantage or heads up that I can. So we'll see what happens. So that will get you taken care of the Bundes matchup. Next, we La Liga, and again, I mentioned teams being left out of the UCL MMs. Atletico Madrid versus Sevilla. So this is, now that I'm thinking about it, because I literally just told you that the following week it's going to be interesting because next week is the 5th, and then the following week is Champions League again. And is that Wednesday? Yeah, that's Wednesday. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm a little bit skeptical now if this one gets in. It's a huge matchup for La Liga, but yeah, La Liga, because Atletico's 4th and Sevilla's 5th. So we have some other potential matchups that could get in. So I had this one listed at 90. I'm going to drop it down to probably 80% chance of getting in. I think there's a couple other matchups that might be suitable to replace that one, because Dortmund, Mönchengladbach, and City United aren't going to be in the next 2 weeks. The City game's actually 2 weeks out, so yeah, I'll go ahead and give you my thoughts on this, and I'd be careful. I wouldn't go too hard on this one. I mean, I would think it could be in, but with Atletico playing following week against Liverpool, that's definitely in because they were not in the first time, and they're not going to put the. I wouldn't think that they would put the same matchup again. RB Leipzig or Tottenham. One of those matchups. I wouldn't think they would do that, but who knows? It's EA, so. Minimum one player from Atletico and one from Sevilla. Max 5 players from the same league. Minimum 3 rare players. Minimum 2 Spanish players. Minimum rating will be 77 and minimum Kim 75. So we'll go to Atletico, and there's no goals for 700. So I think, what did I say, 800 and under? Oh, I have to go 850, 900. No, there's only a couple of 900. So yeah, we may have to. I'm gonna have to adjust that. You should be able to snipe some during squad battle rewards because a lot of that fodder's packed and people start selling it. So look to snag some on bids or buy it nows during squad battle rewards. And then Sevilla cards were actually kind of surprised me. They were up a little bit. They're about 850 to 900 coins as well. If this matchup gets in, they'll go up probably about 1.2, 1.3k as well. Be able to make about 350 to 400 coins per card on that. And they have some good ratings. Suso's 82, Vasquez is 81. These are like literally 900 coins. So it could potentially go just a little bit higher, but I wouldn't bet on it. So like I said, tread lightly on that one because I'm not as confident now after I remembered that Atletico's in the UCL matchups the following that actual next week, so this matchup may not even get in. So I would really tread lightly on it. I mean, the cards will probably sell anyway, or you can hang on to them, especially the Atletico cards. Hang on to those for the UCL MMs. If you want to go that route, then I think you're pretty much guaranteed a safe bet there with either Atletico getting in the regular marquee, getting in both UCL MM and marquee matchups within this week. So we'll have to see how that pans out. Next, we go to Ligue 1. There's a couple of potential matchups here, and I'm not sure which way they would go because actually both of them are they're decent matchups based on the position in the table, kind of spots in the league. So first, I have OGC Nice versus AS Monaco. Monaco's sitting 6th in the table right now. Nice is 10th. I believe. Let me look. I think Monaco drew. They drew somebody today. Go back and look here. Yeah, Monaco and Stadia de Reims tied at 1. And no. Who's that? Nice actually plays Bordeaux tomorrow. So Nice could actually move up from 10th to. They could actually beat. What's their goal differential? 2-1. Yeah. So if Nice were to shut out Bordeaux, they could actually move up to 6th, and that would drop Monaco to 7th. So that would be a pretty big matchup because 43 points is sitting 4th, and that's a Europa League spot for next season. So we have minimum 1 player from Nice or Monaco, minimum 4 players from Ligue 1, minimum 3 French players, minimum 2 rare. The minimum rating is 76, and the minimum Kim is 75. And I did look. Excuse me. We'll start with Monaco. What did I get? Yeah, Monaco goals for 800 and under, I believe. Let's see what we. Yeah, there's quite a few. There's a couple of pages. Yeah, 800 and under. There's probably some for 7. Yeah, there's some 750, 700. So you can adjust the filter there for the pricing a little bit and snipe you some goals from Monaco. They'll probably go up to 1.1, 1.2k as well. And then we go to OG Nice, Nice. I have 750 and under. Let's see how many pages we have at 8. Yeah, so there's quite a few there. They're all non-rares. So if you're gonna get your rares, get them from Monaco. Can't go wrong there for about 800 coins. Like I said, probably both of those you'd be able to make 1.1 to 1.2. You're looking about 350 to 400 coins there as well. for that matchup. The other matchup that's in Ligue 1 next week that could get in is Angers versus Nantes, and they're actually sitting 11th and 12th. Angers is 12th and Nantes is 11th. Nantes actually plays tomorrow. They could potentially move up as well. Yeah, they're sitting on 37 points as well, so they could move up. They could actually bump Monaco down to even as low as eighth, which would make that Nice Monaco matchup even more important next week. So Angers is basically that matchup's going to have the exact same, be minimum one player from either Angers or Nantes. Same thing. 4 players from Ligue 1, 3 French players, 2 rare. 76 rating, 75 Kim. Golds from Angers, I believe I looked and found 700 and under. Yeah, they're all non-rare. Nantes, I think, was 800. Nantes. Yeah, so like you can get Albon the font for, 800 coins. That'll get you your 1 rare there. Um, you can pick up some of these others at under 600. Oh, Simon's actually 800 as well. So there's you a couple of rares to get. Coco as well. So look at those cards for 800 and under, and then get you some other players for probably you can probably get them under 700. And like I said, they'll go up probably to about 1 to 1.1k come marquee matchup time. So that's the other matchup that could get in from the Yoon. So it's going to be one of those two. So I kind of think it's going to be Nice and Monaco more than Angers and Nantes, because Nantes was literally just in a couple weeks ago. It's been a little bit since Nice and Monaco have been in, so I think that's where we go there. The next one, I kind of went through and looked at some of the leagues just to see if there were any matchups that might not be listed that I'm missing, and there possibly is, but I think I've gotten pretty much everything covered. From the the tricky matchup to the kind of the most obvious. So right now, Serie A is kind of having a hard time playing their games because of the coronavirus. It's hit Italy pretty hard, so they're basically telling people to stay in, and they're actually trying to play some games with no fans in the stadiums, but that's not even working out. So we'll have to see what happens there. But this matchup is huge next week. If they can play this, it's going to be Atalanta versus Lazio. Lazio actually won today, and they are in first place in Serie A, which usually when we talk Serie A, we're talking Juventus, Napoli, Inter, clubs like that. We're not talking about Lazio being in the league. So it's going to be a huge matchup next week. So Lazio is actually 2 points ahead of Juventus, and they're 8 points clear of Inter. So it's basically, I don't want to say it's a 2 horse race, but it's basically a 3 horse race between Lazio, Juventus, and Inter. Atalanta is actually sitting in fourth with 45 points. Lazio have won 4 in a row, so that means that Mr. Luis Alberto will be getting a headliner upgrade sometime within the next 48 hours. There's actually a possibility. There's a possibility that he could get, because I think, if I remember right, he had 1 goal and 1 assist today. Yeah, he had 1 goal, 1 assist, and he was actually the man of the match. But I don't know that'd be like a double upgrade, so I don't know that they would do that. Let me see, Strakosha. Yeah, Strakosha really didn't do a whole lot. Perea had 1 goal. It's gonna be it's gonna be kind of iffy. Who assisted the other goal? Let me. Oh, it was Immobile. Immobile assisted the other goal. Yeah, he didn't have a good rating. I don't know what they do there, because literally somebody from Lazio has been getting an inform almost every week. It's kind of hard to deny Luis Alberto, because he literally basically won the game for him. And Bologna are actually playing pretty well. Bologna is actually 10th. in the league, so they're not bad. So anyway, that um, Luis Alberto headliners getting an upgrade one way or the other. His headliner's definitely upgrading because they got 4 wins in a row. So with that happening, I kind of don't think he's going to get a team of the week. He's going to get left out, in my opinion. But anyway, back to this. If this matchup gets in, you're talking fourth versus first place in Serie A, and this is huge for Lazio to either increase their lead in Serie A or move back into first, depending on what happens with Juventus. And I think that Juventus Inter game was canceled. Yeah, that game was canceled tomorrow. There's actually there's 5 games in Serie A that are being canceled this weekend because of the coronavirus. So it's gonna mess up scheduling quite a bit. But anyway, if this matchup is played, I think it could be in. I have this listed actually at 80%, so this could be the actual fourth matchup. Besides and this is so City United, Dortmund, Mönchengladbach, and I'm gonna kind of leave that Atletico out for now. So I think Nice versus Monaco, and then Lazio versus Atalanta could be the next one. So I have minimum 1 player from Atalanta and 1 from Lazio. Minimum 3 players from Italy. Max 6 players from the same league. Minimum 3 rare players. Rating is going to be 77, and the Kim is 75. So we go over here and we look at Atalanta, and I'm going the wrong way. 700 coins should get you. There's some non-rares there. So yeah, there's quite a few. You can go. You could even go. You could probably even go 500 and under there. If you can find some rares at 700, that's good. Lazio, go bump up to 800. I think I found a few rares there if I remember correctly. Yeah, so there's Pirello, Rhea, all at 800 coins. And they'll go up 1.2, 1.3K probably during marquee matchups if they get in. So yeah, that's what I would look at there. I kind of hope that matchup's in. I like having variety, like different leagues in there, because it's not necessarily the same teams every week. There's I get that they leave some of the big leagues out once in a while, and that's fine. But like this week, there's just a lot of I shouldn't say a lot. There's a few quality matchups in each of the big leagues that I think deserve to be in marquee matchups. So we'll see if that happens. So these last two, they're definitely the odd ones, and I mean I could see one and or both of them getting in after the kind of curveballs that they threw in this week. Let's see, where am I wanting to go? Oh, I'm going the wrong way. Go back to Championship, England 2. And we are going to start with Huddersfield. So Huddersfield leads. That is actually, I forgot to put these on there. That is West Yorkshire Derby. Obviously the Manchester Derby. Gladbach and Dortmund are the Borussia Derby. And then that OG Nice, Monaco is the Derby de la Côte d'Azur. Say that 10 times really quick. So like I said, that's kind of why I have all these in. That Angers Nantes is Derby de l'Oust. So yeah, we'll have to see. But I kind of looked for a couple of things or leagues that haven't really been in a whole lot. And there's only been championship once or twice. Leeds is actually second right now. They're 1 point behind West Brom, and Huddersfield's actually in, I say 17. Make sure that's right, because on the thing I use, they're saying 27th. I don't think that's right. Yeah, there's not even 2017 in the league. That's odd. But Huddersfield is 17th. I think that's what they meant. Somebody put a 2 instead of a 1. Anyway, second versus 17th, so it's not a huge matchup, but it's the it's like I said, it's a West Yorkshire derby. So I have minimum 2 players from the championship, minimum 6 silver players, and I'm actually probably gonna drop that down to 4, and then I'll explain why. So we're gonna drop that down to 4 silver players, minimum 3 rare, minimum 3 English. Ratings to be 74, and the chem will be 70. Basically, this is why, because you can actually pick up golds from both clubs for 650 and under. I mean, you can actually get Losel for 400. The rest of these are going to be Losel's probably the cheapest one. You can get a couple of these guys if you want. They'll go up a little bit, probably not a whole lot. Thinking 900 to K. So cards from both these clubs will be pretty easy to get. Excuse me. So yeah, there's good nationalities as well, so you can link them to others like Spanish cards, French cards, to get your Kim. I'm not seeing any rares there, so let's go to silver cards. Leads doesn't even have any. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe I have it. Yeah, so they're a little bit higher. Um, so I have basically looked to get silvers on bid during squad battle rewards from either club because I know both clubs have some silvers. Yeah, so you can actually get like Bakuna for 500 coins, and you can throw bids on them. I may just for grins, I'm just gonna throw a couple bids in here if I see something relatively cheap. Yeah, so I'll throw a couple 250 bids in there if I get them. If somebody buys them, so be it. No big deal. Um, you can look silvers too if you don't want to do golds. The silvers might actually sell for a little bit more. Be honest. So you can look to get some of those. That should get you taken care of if that matchup gets in. And then we'll go to the last matchup. Oops. No, we don't want to go back yet. We're going to go 650, or excuse me, 600. And we're going to the Czech League, Česka League, I guess is how you say it, or Ceska, however you say it. Slavia Praha versus Sparta Praha. This is my odd matchup of the week. It's first versus sixth in the Czech League, League One. So I basically have minimum 2 players from the Česka League, Czech League, however you want to say it. I'm probably mispronouncing it. You can correct me. I have minimum 3 gold players, minimum 1 rare, minimum rating 75, and minimum Kim of 70. And again, this is why. So 600 coins. Oh, I'm on silver. Well, you can get silvers if you want, but they actually have golds too for 600 with decent ratings. 75 and above. So that's why I had the minimum rating at 75. So there's quite a few cards here, gold cards. So you should be able to snag something pretty reasonably there. I don't think those will go up too much, so I wouldn't really invest a whole. Well, I guess you. It depends on what they do. If they make it minimum 3 golds, then the golds might go up a little bit. It's these odd leagues, they kind of don't go up quite as much as some of the other leagues. So like you can see here, you can get Anisu for 400 coins. So I have listed golds for both clubs for under basically under 600 coins, and you should be good. You can look at silvers too. We'll take a look here real quick. Silver's under 600. Yeah, there's actually some rares, so maybe they, I mean, a left back for 200. I'll assign that. Probably don't have him. If I did, I'd be shocked. Um, and there's a possibility that they make it where you have to have a couple of Czech Republic players. I wasn't thinking about that, so yeah, I don't like goalkeepers. Normally, I mean, you could if you're getting get going to get him for your own to complete the matchup, that's fine. But generally, they don't sell too well during marquee matchups. Always sell within like the first hour like anywhere from probably 30 minutes before marquee matchups drop up until an hour. That's when you're going to get probably an hour to 2 hours after. That's when you're going to get the most coins out of it because everybody's going and doing it as quickly as they can to get the packs and open the packs. So um, that's what I'm seeing for marquee matchups this week. Let me go over here and see if I see anything else that I missed. I left out the Melbourne victory versus Sydney FC because Hyundai has been in a couple of times. That's the big blue. Could they throw it in? Yeah, possibly. Um, they don't do any kind of cup type stuff. There's a possibility. I listed this last week, I believe. Where's my sheet? Yeah, I had something from the Chinese Super League last week, but it didn't get in. This week, there's another. It's Wangzhou Ever versus Wangzhou RNF. They're calling it the Wangzhou Derbies. Um, so there's a possibility that could get in. We've had the Swiss Super League in a couple of times recently. Um, and it looks like Bundes is actually going to be playing the following Wednesday as well. And maybe even La Liga, so that's going to be interesting. But I don't see those getting in. Um, I really don't see. There's not really any other good matchups because all the other little matchups are like 15th versus 20th, 20th versus 21st, 7th, 19th, 2nd, 13th, 5th, and 13th. So I just don't really see anything else that I like or that I think could possibly get in. Maybe that Melbourne victory, possibly, or even maybe that the Wangzhou Derbies gets in. Let me do something real quick, and I can kind of tell you what everyone else is. That and then yeah, it's City United, Mönchengladbach, Dortmund, Nice, Monaco, Atletico Sevilla, and then Melbourne victory, Sydney, Slava Praha versus Sparta Praha. That Nantes Angers is kind of way down there, so I think we have it pretty well covered this week. So hopefully you guys are making some coins off these videos because that's ultimately that's what I'm trying to do is just help you guys make a few extra coins during the week. Um, so one more thing, potential headliner upgrades. Um, so Lewandowski he's actually hurt. He's out for the next month. But Bayern have won 3 in a row. They need to win one more game, and he will get an upgrade. Um, Mertens, Napoli, did they play today? Let me look real quick. Napoli did play, and they won. So that means that Mr. Dries Mertens is on 3 wins in a row as well. So they need one more win. And let me double check that real quick. Napoli, 3 wins in a row. They need one more that upgrade. Liverpool actually lost today. Um, oh yeah, that should. I have to look at that. I think City have won 2 in a row. Yeah, City have won 2 in a row. I missed. So Kyle Walker and Raheem Sterling are sitting on 2 wins. City. It's going to be questionable if they can pull out the 4 wins in a row. Moving down the line, Alassane Playa from Mönchengladbach. That's why this is a huge game next week. This is why I think this matchup is going to be in because Playa is on 3 wins in a row, and Marco Reus and Thomas Delaney from Dortmund are on three wins in a row. So one of these two clubs, either one of them wins. If they draw, then it goes back to 0 for all 3 of them. So that's a huge, very, very huge game, not only for Bundesliga but for headliner upgrade as well. Um, so let's see. So that's I think that pretty much covers the potential headliner upgrades. Saul is actually on 3 wins. Atletico play tomorrow. If they win, he will get an upgrade. And Atletico play Espanol. They play the worst team in the league. I'm not. If I were a betting man, I would bet that he's going to get an upgrade. But I've seen stranger things happen. Atletico. I mean, theoretically, they should win that game. Um, let's see what Espanol's in poor form. Atletico is really not much better. They're 2 wins and a draw in their last three, and Espanol's 1-1-1 in their last three. So, yeah, I'm guessing that Saul's going to get upgraded tomorrow or sometime within. So he'll be sometime within the next 48 hours after tomorrow. So my guess is probably Monday, Tuesday time frame for him. Luis Alberto should be sometime tonight, tomorrow. So that's kind of an update on the headliners. So, guys, I appreciate you hanging out. Please let me know how the audio was. As I said, this is the first video that I have done since I got this new mic, and I definitely need your feedback to let me know if it's breaking up, if you can hear me clearly, if there's any background noise, anything like that. Check me out on Twitch, Ghost Hunter 1974. Discords, I'm Ghost Hunter 1974, and on Twitter, Hunter 1974 Ghost. Hit me up if you guys need anything, have any questions, comments, concerns. I appreciate you guys. I hope you have a great rest of your weekend, and we will be back with Team of the Week predictions on Monday night. So, guys, thank you very much, and see you later.